Hey, how you doing, fam? On the community tab, I told you guys that I had gone through one or two things. Say my eye don't teach something, and I'm going to share with you guys. I know that what I'm going to share in this video, me almost being jailed, me getting into trouble for what I have no idea about, me almost, should I say, being deported or being an overstayer in the country, and every single thing. I know that some people might feel like it's too personal, like, oh, can't you shut up? Can't you keep it to yourself? Of course, nobody wants to come out to say they have failed, or, nobody wants to really come out and do this that I am doing. That's honest truth, but it is because I want to give, I want to share, I want to give to the world. I want someone out there to learn from my experience. That's basically what this whole channel is about, and you all know, sharing my real life experiences. I don't know where to begin. I don't know how to film this video. I don't know, because it's quite a long story that I really want to share as it is from the beginning to the end, because I don't want anybody to miss any single point. This can help you or your friend or something. So I'm bringing myself out here to share from the beginning. Coming into this country, I knew that I was going to face challenges, of course. Like, it's literally starting my life all over again with my family. I mean, definitely, I didn't expect that it was going to be smooth, 100, but I also did not, they say when you move abroad, plan, all right? So I had plans. I went ahead of myself to try and see the types of issues that I would face, and I tried to come up with solutions. But there was one particular one that I did not think about because I did not know, all right? I did not plan. I did not think about it. And a lot of people, I see them make the same mistakes, We are like the first set of people that came to the UK when they started this whole post-study thing. So, those that are coming after us should try and learn from our mistakes. That particular one is, I knew that I was going, I never knew that I would have immigration problem or problem with my stay in the country, because it was pretty straightforward from Nigeria that once you come here to study, you've got from 3 months to the end of your course, you have the right to search for a job that would sponsor you in the country, visa-wise. And then if you're not able to find, you're going to do the post-study visa, the graduate visa, which will give you 2 years to get sponsorship or whatnot, yeah? So it seemed really straightforward, okay, if I don't get a sponsored job, then I will do the post-study. And whilst I was in school, I wasn't allowed, whilst I was doing my master's, to search for a sponsored job, but I was at an advantage because my husband was allowed. So I was like, okay, so from the beginning we've been searching. And it's not like there are no sponsored jobs. It's just that you want to do something that you are comfortable doing. You get what I mean? So you want to do something that you'll be productive doing. It's not just about sponsorship. So my husband had a place he was working. They were going to sponsor him. One thing, sha. He left the job for some reason. And then after my studies, I started looking for sponsored jobs. I got a couple. I have said it here on this channel that, I got a new job, it's sponsored. I got a couple of sponsored jobs. It's just that it never worked out. It never ever worked out. A lot of people tell you that they have the license to sponsor you and they try to use you. You need to open your eyes, all right? At the end of the day, there is no license. There was one that Ugoma and I even got, Ugoma Obano. You guys know her here on YouTube. She was the one that got it first with that company, and then she linked me up. She got it in her Birmingham. I got mine in London. At the end of the day, it did not work out. Both Ugoma and I ended up out of that company. You get what I mean? So, our visas were to expire January 30th, 2023. So from July, August, I had been getting sponsored jobs. I had been getting disappointments. And again, I did not want to stay in London because I don't know what I am doing in London. I do not like London. I never planned to be in London, so I was happy searching for jobs outside London, even though I got some in London that did not work out. You get what I mean? So, by the way, I'm sorry that I lost my manners. It's been long that I filmed. It has been, I don't know when last, maybe 3 months that I actually filmed a video live. I can't remember. I did someone whilst I was at work in Bristol, but I'm saying like actual video. It's been a while. I'm so sorry if you're tuning in for the first time. My name is Mabel, aka Mrs. Francis. Thank you so much for tuning in. And then if you're a returning subscriber, you mean the world to me, because you know when you leave YouTube, that's it, people will just move on, you know. But I'm happy that you're here. It's not like I've left for like a month. I've been trying to be, you know, active here with shorts and all of that, but I am very grateful that you stopped by. Please smash the thumbs up button. This story, I don't think is going to be in one video because it's a long story. Well, fast forward to November. Let me just go straight to the point. November of 2022, my friend in Bristol, the guy that I filmed a video with here where I said I was exploring London Eye with my Ghanaian boyfriend. Sorry, there's a plane passing. He used to have this job. He used to do by the side 3 times a week, and then it was a support work. So he got a job in our field in construction, so he had to leave. But before he left, his boss kept asking him that, oh, I want to sponsor you. I need people to work for me. I need people to sponsor. I have the license. And he said, no, I don't want sponsorship. I want to do the post-study. He didn't want sponsorship. I wanted sponsorship because, let me tell you, as I was saying, sorry, it's scattered. I was saying that I did not know I was going to go through immigration issue because I had no idea that renewing my visa or renewing our visas as a family was going to be expensive. So you come into this country with a lot of money. If you're coming with your family, nothing less than maybe 16 million naira or more, depending on your cost and how much your fees are. So you come in and you're trying to finish up paying your school fees, accommodation in London is not cheap. You do all of that, and before you know it, 1 year is gone. You need to renew your stay, and then renewing your stay is £2,000 per person. All right. So if you're a family of 5, it's £10,000, which is equivalent to 10 million naira. And you know, you've spent a lot of money moving. You're not like ready in most cases to spend another huge sum of money. So I did not want to get a professional job in my field. I wanted the support work because, number one, if I do support and I get sponsored, my entire family would not have to pay for healthcare. Number two, I don't have to pay £8,000. Do you get what I mean? I don't have to pay, let me say 6,000, because my baby was born here, so he does not need like documents. So I would not have to pay £6,000. Yeah. But my friend could pay £2,000. It was just him. So he did not want to do support work. Neither did he want sponsorship from his support work. So she said to him, do you have people that you can recommend? And then he said, oh, I have a friend. She's in London. She's actually looking for something like this, you know. So he gave her my details, and that was the beginning. She called, she said we had to move. I was happy to move to Bristol, you guys, because I do not like London. I had tried severally 4 times to relocate from London. It never worked out. I kept saying, is it that God wants me to be in London? Because it's never working. Like every time I try to move, it's either we don't find accommodation in the new place. There's always one trouble or the other. But my brother and my husband, they like London. But I try to make them see reasons why we cannot raise a family in London and all of that. And also financially, London is very expensive, unnecessarily expensive. So I did not know that per head, in case you did not know, when you're coming here with 6 children, when you want to renew, it is £2,000 per person. All right. So I, by all means, did not want to pay that money. So I was willing to do support. So that was how the woman and I started our journey. She was like, oh, you have to move with your family. And I told her, see, ma'am, I'm going to move with my family, but after the sponsorship pulls through, because I have been disappointed severally by different employers that said they were going to sponsor me. At the end of the day, they did not have their license, one thing, but I'm not going to move. But I can come over. I have places to sleep in Bristol. When I come to Bristol, I can start my work and then we process the papers. She was like, if I say I'm going to sponsor you, then I'm going to sponsor you. Move to Bristol with your family. Take my word. I'm like, okay, madam, I'm gonna take your word for it. And then I started looking for a house. It was difficult. It was so difficult. My friends in Bristol were helping me to go view houses, send me videos, It was difficult getting a house. I eventually got one. And they said, oh, the agents were like, where do you work? I said, oh, I'm moving from London because I just got a new job. They said, okay, is your new employer willing to reference you? I asked her, she said she's willing to reference me. So I told them, yes, she's willing to reference me. And they were like, okay, can we have your employment letter? Oh yeah, auntie employer, please, can we have employment letter so that I can give the people? Auntie stopped picking my calls. She literally stopped picking my calls. Then I lost the house. Then she goes, oh, I was so busy. Anytime you need to talk to me, send an SMS. One thing. I've been so busy. I'm going to give you your shifts now. Your resumption date is 19th of December. You're going to hear from my lawyer. My solicitor is going to reach out to you to get your documents so that we can apply for you. So expect the call. I'm like, okay, no problems. After a while, I did not hear from solicitor. Then I called. I said, I've not heard anything from your solicitor. And then she goes, yes, you're not going to hear from my solicitors because I've got a 3 months probationary period, which is normal. But you already knew from our first conversation that I did not have 3 months left on my visa. She asked me on the first day and I told her when the visa was going to expire, and she said, okay, no problem. She was going to sponsor me. So I told her, I don't have 3 months left and you're aware. She was like, oh, what's the date again? I said, January 30th. She said, okay, let me rush this thing so that the video is not necessarily long, because it's a long story. How my first love almost put me in prison. How this job, you don't even want to know. Well, she said, okay, no problem. That I said, okay, since you have 3 months probationary period, instead of resuming on the 19th of December, let me resume on the 1st of December so that at least you can see how I work for like almost 2 months. And then me, myself, I'll see if I like the job enough or not. She was like, okay, fine. Well, auntie stopped picking my calls again. So I'm like, what am I going to do now? Now I don't have time. This man has been wasting my time. I don't have time. The 19th that I was supposed to resume came and passed. Auntie did not pick my call. So I was not like, oh my God, I'm going to pay £6,000 for post-study. I just don't want to pay this money. I don't even have the complete money. We went on. And then from nowhere, on the 30th of December, she called me to say, hi, Mabel, sorry, I've been so busy. My solicitor went on Christmas break. He should resume on the 3rd. And on the 3rd, we're going to make your application. Meanwhile, you have to resume work on the 2nd of January. Oh my God, I'm like, oh God, thank you for answering my prayers, because I really don't have that money to throw away. Because if you put that money and you pay for 2 years, you just have 2 years to look for another sponsorship. 2 years is not a long time. So let me just get this sponsorship 5 years. Sacrifice, do my thing. Moreover, I love my job. I love the support work thing. I love that. I would say, love the job because I get connected to my clients. I feel like it could have been me, it could have been anybody, and they don't like the fact that they're in that state. So I try to be very understanding and very kind to my clients, and very good at my job as well. So I realized that I'm good at the job and I like it. It's not care. Me, I'm scared of care. It doesn't mean that anything is bad with care. I have people that do care. They don't even mind. Like, it's not a big deal. But me personally, I don't like care. I've never done it before, but I've done support and it's cool. So I'm happy that auntie don't come reach out to me. Now, so I take after on New Year Day, the next day I just moved. I went to resume work. 3rd came, solicitor no reach out to me. I left it. I let it pass. The first week passed. The second week, I never heard from solicitor. So I reached out to my boss and I'm like, I've not heard from your lawyers yet. My visa expires on the 30th of this month. At this point, I'm no longer looking for complete money to do my post-study visa because and I'm happy because I want to move out of London. So, Auntie Sha, just do it for me. What's up? She's like, she's expecting a letter from HMRC. There's no relationship between sponsorship and HMRC, by the way, but I'm like, okay. She said she was expecting 2 of the letters. One already came in, and she was expecting that before the 3rd, the second one would have come in, but it had not come in yet. And that period, Royal Mail was on strike. So they were not sending in mails as usual. But she was like, before your visa expires, don't worry, my lawyer said they can fast track your application. Before the visa expires, it's going to be out, don't worry. All right, will they wait for letter 20th? Hey, I say I have 10 more days in this country. God, like, I've got 10 more days. So I called her and I said, I have 10 days left. Have you gotten the letter? She said, yes, the letter came yesterday. My lawyer is working on it. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm like, oh my God, thank God. Oh my God, thank God the letter is here now. Well, I wasn't hearing from her until 6 days to my visa expiration. And she sent me a message to say, her lawyer said he does not envisage her license coming out before my visa expires. I'm like, license, bow. This woman told me last year that she had the license. She told me that all her staff were sponsored. Do you get what I mean? And that she needed more people. But now you're telling me the license to sponsor people, hey, Abasimi, is not ready. 6 days after leading me on. For some reason, I liked her so much. So I'm like, okay, go see Wahala now. Well, I have to look for £6,000 in less than 6 days in order not to be an overstayer in the country. And that was it. It was crazy. Do you know what she said to me? She said that anyways, her lawyer, hey God, she said her lawyer said, she told her lawyer that I did not want to pay for post-study because it's expensive. That her lawyer said to her that the post-study is cheaper than the sponsorship. So I said, I was going to pay. Was I going to pay you? Ha! She said, I was going to pay £7,000. So all along, I told you that I want the sponsorship because I did not want to pay for post-study. And you said you were looking for people. So I was going to pay you £7,000 before. She now said it's not her, that is her lawyer fee. It's 2,000 waiting per person. So it's her lawyer fee. And I'm wondering what, because literally, let me even tell you, Ugoma, hey Ugoma, my love. Ugoma told me that this woman was going to disappoint me. That anybody that tells you, my lawyer, hey, is going to disappoint you. That they don't have the license. That she's very, that was the day Ugoma told me this thing, was the day she sent me that message. And I sent it to Ugoma. I said, babe, Ugoma said, did I not tell you? Meanwhile, whilst I was doing this thing, my cousin found somewhere else in London. Nigerians. Do you know these people are Nigerians? All these people are Nigerians, Sha. The one in London, I said, oh my God, I'm going to sponsor you. Why did you leave it this long? Oh, we're going to apply on Monday. My lawyer. Why did you leave it? Your cousin means a lot to me. It's the last slot. You're just very lucky. I'm going to sponsor. At the end of the day, they say £7,000. She said, no, it was actually, she did not even tell me that. She actually referred me to her lawyer. Then the lawyer told me face to face. And his choice of words, it did not now seem pure. He was like, how much do you have? When are you bringing the money? I said, bringing the money? The way it was looking sharp, my cousin was mad at her. She started begging. My cousin blocked her. My cousin blocked her in my mind. I said, hey, if I don't block her, Mummy, because, guy, I am pressed. I need this thing. And that was the period I was hearing stories of so many of us that came from Nigeria. As a matter of fact, some of us are illegal at this point. A lot of people that came in my set, because there were stories of people that said, I will sponsor you. Oh, you have time for sponsorship. They said you have to write IELTS. Meanwhile, in this country, if you did your master's here, you don't need to write IELTS. Do you understand? Time for sponsorship, oh, you need to write IELTS. And then the next IELTS examination is in February. And visa they expire January. Do you understand? It was just very, very crazy and chaotic. I was going to pay you. Bro, I said no shaking. No shaking. I mean, it's the will of the Lord and it's fine. I started to hustle 6k pounds, myself and my husband. And that was how we did the post-study visa. And I'm like, well, since I have done post-study, let me go and look for a job in my field. Do you understand? And just get it over with. But Auntie kept disturbing me. My lawyer said it to be out by February. Do you still want to be sponsored? I kept telling her yes, even though I was going to move to Bolton and start a new life, you know, because my cousin was moving out of her house, 2-bedroom in Bolton. Her rent was £550 and there were lots of jobs in Bolton. And then I live in a 2-bedroom in London and I pay £1,300. This is just rent. We're not talking about bills or council tax or any of those things. So I was like, I beg, Bolton is cheaper and there are jobs and, you know, my cousin has leg, you know, she even actually got me a job. So we tried to move to Bolton the previous year, but we did not get a house. But this time my cousin is moving out of her house. So she's going to tell her landlord that her sister is taking over. You know, it was a good arrangement. But Auntie was disturbing me. So I thought about it. I was like, okay, a bed at hand. I don't want to go through this immigration problem again. Let me sacrifice and just stay. Since I like my job in Bristol, I actually do like the job. So I can stay. I can just stay, right? My boss said, oh, send all your details, send your BRP, send your kinisha. I said, my BRP don't expire and I've applied. They've not given me my new visa. She was like, send the old one. That we must send it that day. Her lawyer wants to process it that day. This was a day to my son's birthday. It was on the 10th of February. Now, so all of us, we are three. By the way, I realized, because see, if you go to a place and observe how, even though they treat you differently, observe how they treat other people. I was observing how she was treating. What happened was when I came in, she fired everybody else but me. And these people she fired, she promised all of them sponsorship. And then she refused to do a contract saying that we are in employment, you and I both, you're employing me. And she didn't do that with any of those people. So she fired them. So I started watching out. You know how some of us are, when they're treating you better than other people, you start to feel special. I'm not like that because I'm just like, it can be my turn tomorrow. She employed a new set of people after me, promised all of them sponsorship, and then got me to teach them the job. I'm in London with my children. They're always calling me, how do you do this? I was always teaching them the job, which I did not mind doing. The new set of people, they were cool as well. Nice people. We have a very good relationship. So, this video don't long. I need to find how to end it and then continue in the second part. So, 3 weeks after I sent her my documents, I said, have you given your lawyer, have you sent our details to your lawyer? Mabel, do you want to know the truth? I've been so busy. I have not been able to send. Let me explain it to you. So I need to move to Bristol because twice a week I'm on the road. I'm traveling to work and back to London twice a week. I go every weekend. I go every Sunday. I come back to London every Thursday or Friday. Do you understand? So I need to move with my family to Bristol, but I cannot move if this thing does not pull through. Do you get what I mean? So I'm hanging. Do you get, like, I'm literally hanging. So what's the plan? You're telling me that after 3 weeks, you've not had the time to forward my email to your lawyer. That she's been so busy, but she's going to do it. I realized that in February, she started reducing my shifts. She started giving me little hours to do. I'm like, why are you reducing my shift? Like, how do I come all the way from London to come and do 30 hours? And then the 30 hours, I'm doing it in a whole week. Meaning that I cannot even hustle. Meaning that you are tying me down. Do you get what I mean? In the name of sponsorship. And you're not even moving. 5 weeks down the line or so, I asked again, how far? You don't give lawyer the matter. She goes, I'm still observing you guys to know if you people really want to work or is sponsorship that you want. Mabel, you know, I've not even really interviewed you. So I have to interview you. I'm like, interview me. First of all, She used to tell me that every of her clients sing my praises. She knows it for a fact. Even policewoman, one of my clients that I don't want to talk about him, but he always has issues with police. His probation officer sings my praises to my boss. So after 3 months, because this is the 3rd month, March, you're supposed to be doing appraisal for me. You're supposed to be telling me, oh, Mabel, I think you're good in this area, but adjust this area. I think that, oh, maybe you use your phone too much, or I don't know, something. You're telling me after 3 months that you want to interview me. I'm just like, auntie, story no dey finish for your mouth. No shaking. My final week of my job, she gave me 28 hours shift. Hey, all those times they give me 30 hours. There was one of the weekends I told her, this week, you did not give me enough shift, please. I'm not going home this weekend. I need to work. I need to make money. I need to work. So please give me weekend shift. Auntie ignored me. She did not do it. Do you understand? So she not give me 28 hours. That 28 hours, I said, no, I cannot do this. I will leave my children. My YouTube career is suffering. YouTube, baby, say this year. I say, we're starting well. As you know, my subscriber don't buy me equipment. I'm like, I'm starting my channel. I'm going to be consistent. I no see time to do YouTube. I no see time to deal with my children. Like, how can I live? The only reason I would sacrifice ever leaving my children alone for a day or two, which I used to do for 4 or 5 days, is because of sponsorship. Like, I cannot do all of that, and at the end of the day, you give me 28 hours. Here. No, I told her, I said, nah. Like, you've been reducing my shifts, but this one, hey, work. She goes, she knows. She starts to explain her business to me, how that she has new houses, which I am aware of. At least I've gone to one of the new houses. She needs to put clients in there. Once she puts clients in there, they're negotiating. Once she puts them in, I'm going to get more shifts. So it means that I'm going to be earning little money until you're able to do your business, until you're able to put your business together, and you're tying me down. I've never disappointed for one day. I've never misbehaved. I've used, because I'm that kind of person that if I'm doing something, I put in 100. It's either I'm in or I'm out. I don't know how to manage or hang. It's either I'm doing it or I'm not doing it. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's either we do it or we don't do it. Then you can imagine she pre-books me for a shift. Then the shift does not hold anymore. Maybe the client has COVID or something. The client will pay her. Me that you have pre-booked for 2 days that week for that client, you're not going to pay me anything. So I will lose. But they will pay her. I don't know if you get what I mean. And how it works here is that time is money. If you've pre-booked me for something, you've pre-booked me. It means that any other shift I get from my agency or anywhere, I cannot do it because I'm booked with you. Do you understand? So if for any reason the client cancels or whatnot, the client is going to pay her because they've already, they've had an agreement, and she's supposed to pay me as well. At least, even if you don't want to pay me everything, you need to pay me something. Even my transportation from one client's place to another, she does not even give to me. You get what I mean? So after I complained, well, the next day was payday. Payday, we're usually happy, but my pay came and I earned £1,159 in a month. £1,100. That's what I earned in a month. I pay my nanny 800. You don't understand it. I pay my nanny £800 a month. I transport. I dey chop food. I dey sacrifice. Then at the end of everything, I get to be paid £1,100. Ha! My head scatter. You people, let me end this video here. It's long. It is long because this is where the drama now begins. This is the beginning of the drama that, see, I'm going to do a part 2. Just stay tuned. I'm going to post the part 2 in 3 days time, but I'm going to film it right now. I don't want to keep you guys, sitting down for too long. But if you enjoyed this video, please share. You people should learn. You people. I'll see you in the part 2. Thank you for watching.